Listen, I'm not saying I'm a fortune teller or I possess some form of clairvoyance, but I'm certainly one of those guys that can pick up on where a story's going after a certain amount of time. At first, it's nice being right. Eventually, you start missing the feeling of being taken on an unpredictable ride. It's so bad that I started watching recaps before a new episode of a TV show I was watching would start. They reveal too much, like sometimes they reference events or characters from prior seasons that would hit much harder if I didn't see them coming. That eventually bled into movie trailers, which nowadays could give a fuck about mystery. Damn near half the movie will end up in the trailer. I remember watching Ant-Man and the Wasp just before watching the final trailer to Endgame and realized they were going to use Hank's suits for time travel. I was pissed. Then late last year, I discovered a show that found a way to stand on my radar for years. A show that is anything but predictable. A show I didn't know I needed. Which show, I hear you asking? Alright, fine, I know you're not asking because the shit's in the title. Just pretend like it's not in the title and that you're asking. You know, fuck it, it's From, the show From. It ought to be called Where the Fuck Are We? But either way, it's the shit. I didn't know MGM Plus was even a thing. Hell, the only thing I'd assume would be on the service as a pull is fucking Child's Play. But MGM knew they had a draw with From. I knew absolutely nothing going in. After 3 seasons, I still know nothing and I fucking love it. I assumed we'd have answers by the end of the first season and somehow that would ruin the show, but of course I was wrong on both notions. Not only did the few answers we were given lead to more questions, the show got even more interesting. Sometimes when there's a sequel to a mystery, the level of intrigue tends to fade with the original because everything is so new that first time. Not with From. They apply no lube and still the mind fuck feels better with every episode. Yeah, I said it. Last night when I wrote the script, I found out that the actor playing Boyd is named Harold Perrineau, who I was still referring to as the guy that replaced Tank in The Matrix. Guy in the Chair 2.0 with locks, I'd say. I also learned the man is fucking 60, which, I suspect a hair dye, but damn, the black is most definitely not cracking. Puts the 80s and 90s to shame. Anyways, the rest of the cast give great performances as a lost, depressed, confused, and afraid group of people. There are points where I'm asking myself, why isn't this character telling everyone else about this thing they discovered? Or why are these two characters not discussing these occurrences? Those questions get put to rest with the fact that the show has to make situations that drag out to fill the 10-episode duration. Also, I've learned over the years, it's easy to say what you do in a situation you aren't physically a part of. Being outside looking in allows for false certainty, just the way hindsight is 20/20. I'm not hallucinating or watching men and wall become one, so I remind myself to shut the fuck up and enjoy the program. I also like telling myself I was taking a break from the show for a day or two to escape the overwhelming gloom, but of course that's horseshit. I just wanted my binge to be a slow burn. You can't blame me, this show's that fucking good, and nothing I was watching at the time had me half as engaged. I bask in all the weird shit the show does. From Victor's trauma-filled tantrums, the tree portals, whatever the fuck is wandering outside the tiny cabin at night in the woods, the voice on the phone, the cicada shit, the boy in white, all of it. Honestly, imagine driving down a road that magically changes into Outskirts Boulevard with a tree blocking your way while crows gather around. Like most people, you get back in the car and try finding an exit, only to appear in a small town straight out of the fucking 60s. The people you come across seem nice enough, but they almost seem empathetic for you too. They tell you to keep going and you'll be back to where you're trying to get. But after a while, you end up back in the town. So then you reverse direction and go the other way, only to end up, guess what, back in the fucking town. Now you're wondering, all right, motherfuckers, y'all in on this shit? What's going on? They're telling you to get the fuck out the car because the sun is setting and you don't really know what that means. Their aggression is forcing you to put your guard up, but they're being extremely cryptic, but their sense of urgency raises your anxiety as well. Suddenly you see outdated people strolling out of the nearby woods with seemingly permanent smiles, like how Jimmy looked in Scary Godmother after his mom warned him about making faces. They didn't run, so you're wondering how fucking dangerous could they be, until they catch up and rip your fucking friend's throat out in front of you. You try shooting them, but the bullets only seem to make them smile harder. You learn later the only way to keep them out is to hang a talisman on the door like goat's blood on Egyptian porches back in the day. The only person in town that may have answers is emotionally and socially unavailable, which isn't his fault, but it's fucking frustrating when you're trying to, get the fuck out of where you're stuck. Honestly, I'd probably take the Shane route. I'd obsess over finding answers, be a dick to everybody because I'm scared.
Fuck off. Fuck off. First of all, fuck off. And second of all, fuck off.
For fuck's sake.
Ah! I know how offensive you find my proclivities!
and eventually become an alcoholic, wondering which night will the milkman strike. Is the show perfect? No. It's pretty close though. Am I being taken on an unpredictable ride again? Fucks yeah. I usually watch YouTube theories on whatever new movie or show I'm into. From maybe the only show I haven't done that for. I don't want to know shit until the show tells me. The only downside is I found this show just after the 3rd season came out, so I had hella episodes to run through, but obviously now I want more, and I'm gonna have to wait a while before I see anything new. I just wanted to give praise to something that intrigued me in a world where I'm not so easily impressed anymore. I love this fucking show, and that's that. If you've seen this show, drop a spoiler in the comment section. If you haven't seen the show, stay out of the comment section and watch the show. If you blink and breathe, you have to like the video. That's actually the law. I didn't make that up.